If you feel confident one day and completely doubt yourself the next, this might be why. Stay till the end because I'm going to share the shift that helped me stop relying on other people's approval to feel confident and to change how I show up in my life. Welcome back to the How to Become series. I'm Gakeni, and this space is about becoming the woman you're growing into, not by performing for the world, but by coming back to yourself. In today's episode, we are talking about how to become confident without validation. Not the kind of confidence that comes from compliments, likes, or reassurance, but the kind that stays even when no one is clapping, even when you are misunderstood, even when you are doing something new and uncomfortable. If you've ever noticed that your confidence rises when people approve of you and disappears when they don't, if you've ever hesitated to speak, start, or decide because you weren't sure how it would be received, this episode is for you. Because real confidence isn't about being seen, it's about trusting yourself even when you are not. For a long time, I thought confidence meant being bold. I thought it meant being loud, always sure, always ready, like I had everything figured out. But the truth was, my confidence depended on other people. If someone said something kind, I felt powerful. If someone approved of my work, I felt like I could conquer the world. If I got a positive reaction, I felt unstoppable. But the moment the validation stopped, I felt small again. I would second guess myself, I would question my decisions, I would feel like I wasn't enough. And the worst part was, I would start chasing approval without even realizing it. I would adjust what I said, how I dressed, how I showed up, just to make sure I didn't lose that feeling, because validation became my source of confidence. And the problem with that is validation is temporary. It can disappear in a second, a silent message, a missed call, a quiet room, and suddenly you feel like you've lost yourself. So you start to wonder, why am I confident only when people say I'm good enough? Why does my self-worth rise and fall with other people's opinions? And that is the struggle. Because when your confidence is built on external approval, your self-worth becomes fragile. And your identity becomes something you have to earn every single day. But here's the thing. You can build confidence that doesn't depend on anyone else. You can build confidence that stays even when the room is quiet. You can build confidence that doesn't need permission. And that is what this video is about. Now, before we talk about what confidence without validation is, we need to clear up a major misconception. Myth 1. Confidence means being arrogant. Some people confuse confidence with being loud, bossy, or overly sure of themselves. But confidence without validation is not arrogance. It's not about needing to prove anything. It's not about showing off or dominating conversations. Confidence without validation is quiet. It's steady, it's calm. Myth number 2. Confidence means you never care what people think. That's not true either. Caring is human. You can care and still not need approval. Confidence isn't the absence of caring, it's the absence of dependence. Myth 3. Confidence means you never make mistakes. No. If you think confidence is about perfection, you'll always be afraid to try. Confidence without validation means you're willing to be imperfect because you trust yourself enough to keep going. So what is confidence without validation? It's not about being loud, it's not about being unbothered, it's not about being perfect, it's about self-trust. And self-trust is built when you keep your promises to yourself even when no one is watching. Here is the truth. Confidence without validation is not a personality trait. It's a choice. It's the choice to trust yourself even when no one else is cheering you on. I learned this in a moment that felt small at the time, but it changed everything. There was a day when I posted something I really believed in. It was honest, raw, and real, but the reaction wasn't what I expected. I didn't get the likes I thought I would. I didn't get the comments I hoped for. And at first, I felt that familiar sting, that feeling like I had failed. I started thinking, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I shouldn't share. Maybe I'm not meant for this. And then I stopped. I asked myself a question. If no one responds, would I still believe in what I shared? The answer surprised me. I realized I would, because the confidence I was chasing wasn't the kind that needed an audience. It was the kind that comes from inside. Confidence without validation is believing in your voice even when it's quiet, trusting your path even when no one else understands it, showing up even when no one applauds, and choosing yourself even when you're not being chosen. It's the kind of confidence that doesn't crumble when people don't notice, because it doesn't rely on being seen. It relies on being sure of who you are. And that is the most powerful kind of confidence. Now that we know what confidence without validation is, let's talk about how to build it. And I want to be honest with you. It's not a one-time moment. It's not a single aha moment. It's a practice. So here are the 3 practices that helped me build confidence without needing approval. 1. Stop asking for permission. One of the biggest ways to lose confidence is by constantly seeking approval. We ask ourselves, is this okay? Will they like it? Is this the right way? Will they judge me? But the truth is, if you keep asking for permission, you will never step into your own power. So practice making small decisions without asking for approval, like posting a story, saying no to something you don't want, choosing a different path, or even speaking your truth. Because every time you choose yourself without permission, your confidence grows. 2. Build self-trust. Confidence without validation comes from trusting yourself. And self-trust is built through consistency, not in big moments but in small ones. Every time you do what you say you will do, you are telling your brain, I can rely on her. And your brain starts to believe it. So start with small promises. Maybe it's finishing one task a day, showing up for your goals, being honest with yourself, or choosing what you want. When you keep those promises, your confidence starts to feel natural. 3. Learn to be comfortable being misunderstood. This one is hard, but it is essential, because when you start living for yourself, people will not always understand you. Some people will question your choices, some people will criticize you, some people will be silent, and that's okay. Confidence without validation means you don't need everyone to understand you. You don't need everyone to approve. You just need to be aligned with your own truth. So practice being okay when people don't get you, because your life is not meant to be explained, it's meant to be lived. The key point to be understood here is that confidence without validation is built through small choices, not big applause. Every time you choose yourself, your confidence grows, and every time you seek approval, you shrink. There was a moment when I realized confidence without validation wasn't just a mindset, it was a recovery. I used to be someone who needed people to tell me I was enough. I needed the likes, the comments, the approval, because without it, I felt invisible. And I kept living like that for years, chasing validation, chasing the feeling of being seen. But one day, something shifted. I was in a season where I felt alone. I was doing things that mattered to me, but no one was applauding. No one was acknowledging my effort, and I had 2 choices. I could keep chasing approval, or I could stop and choose myself. So I chose myself. I kept going even though nobody was watching. And the lesson hit me like a wave. You don't become confident because people believe in you. You become confident because you believe in yourself. And the more I chose myself, the less I needed other people to confirm my worth. I stopped needing validation to feel powerful, and the confidence I gained was different. It wasn't loud, it wasn't flashy. It was steady, quiet, and real. And that's the lesson. Confidence without validation is not being seen. It's about being sure. Here's the truth most people don't say out loud. When you need validation to feel confident, you're not actually looking for approval. You are looking for safety. Think about it. When someone praises you, your mind relaxes. You feel secure, protected, you feel like you belong. But when the praises stop, you feel exposed. And that's why we chase validation. Not because we are weak, because our brain are trying to keep us safe. But here's the problem. If your safety depends on other people, you will always be unstable. Because people are inconsistent, people change their minds, people get busy, people stop replying, people stop commenting. And when they do, your confidence disappears. So the truth most people miss is confidence is not found in people. Confidence is built in you. And if you want to become confident without validation, you have to learn to create safety from within. You have to learn to feel secure even when no one is watching. You have to learn to believe in yourself even when no one is cheering. Because the moment you build that inner safety, you stop needing external approval. And that is where real confidence begins. Before we end, I want to speak to you gently like a friend. Because I know what it feels like to chase validation. I know what it feels like to put your confidence in other people's hands and then feel like you're always waiting. And I know what it feels like to feel invisible, but I want you to know something. You are not broken, you are not too sensitive, you are not too emotional, you are not needy for wanting approval, you are human. and your mind is just trying to keep you safe. So if you've been struggling with confidence, give yourself grace, because you're not failing, you're learning. You're learning how to trust yourself. You're learning how to create your own safety. You're learning how to be confident even when the room is quiet. And that is powerful. So keep showing up, keep choosing yourself, keep believing in yourself, even when no one else does. Because the more you do, the stronger your confidence becomes. So here's the takeaway. Confidence without validation is not about being unbothered. It's about being secure in yourself. It's about trusting your voice even when no one else hears it. It's about believing in your path even when no one understands it. And it's about choosing yourself even when you're not chosen. If this video helped you, I want to invite you to do two things. One, share this video with a woman who needs to hear this reminder today, because we all deserve to feel confident from the inside out. Two, comment below what one thing you will do today to build your confidence without needing approval. And if you want more videos like this, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode in the How to Become series. Until then, bye bye.